the news. I saw it in the news. What are the odds that you saw it too? What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Yes, sir, we are back. It is that time again. Can you believe it? I know you've been sitting at home thinking to yourself, scratching your head, when will it be time to hear the odds from Tony P? Well, the time is now. Funk Soul Brother, let's do this. But first, shout out to my friend Greg Klima, who made that awesome theme song. When I first got that, man, I can't say enough. I've gone on and on and on about how much I love it. But I hadn't talked to Greg in a while, until last week, that is. So he wanted me to help him out. He has a show coming up on November 18th. I think that's right. We're going with that. Tell you what, go to Klima.com and find his Twitch. He does a show on Twitch, like a live stream of music called All Together Now. And it's basically that, man. It's just about bringing people together. And that is how Greg and I met on All Together Now. I used to do a little segment. And he came up with this theme song, and I was like, yo, I got to have that. So it's mine. I mean, it's not technically mine, but he lets me use it. I've mentioned if I ever stop doing this show, which, like, man, every now and then I think about it. I was like, I got to find something else to use the theme song for. Like, you know, if it's not Tony P. Oddcast, then what is it? I'll find something. I'm not using that song. How awesome is that? I just want to like walk around, enter the grocery store, like, hey, Tony's here. And they'd be like, what? Who is this guy? Like, who cares, man? I care. Also, I think I mentioned it. I'm sure I have. I'm growing the beard back out. I like having, I don't ever do clean shaved, but I like a shadow beard. So like a little 5 o'clock shadow thing going, or I like a full beard, and it seems a lot of the ladies like that too. So I'm bringing it back. So that'll be great. But you know, it's not great that in between the looking disheveled, the feeling disheveled, because I don't want to line it up. I don't know if you know anything about beards, if you have a beard or have ever researched beards. But like when you're growing it out, you want to leave it be for a little bit. You don't want to like line it up and edge it up and like kind of eat into it. So I just got to let it go. I got to be patient. And I'm patient with a lot of things. And so I guess this is no different. I just, again, every now and then I'll be like, ugh, this looks... Like I said, it looks disheveled. It looks like I don't take care of myself. And I mean, I don't, but I don't want to also look it. Hey, if you listened last week, you know, we got 3 stories this week. We're doing it again, and we are starting out in Queenstown. Sounds like a Broadway show or something. I don't know. Is that like one of the Queen Elizabeths and... I don't know, Queenstown. Actually, it probably really is named after Queen Elizabeth. I think it's in Australia. I don't know, one of them places. Anyway, this dude in Queenstown got pulled over for a roadside breath test. I don't think it's to make sure he is minty. I think it's like an alcohol checkpoint. The police said, hey, man, we're doing these random breath tests. We're going to need you to do your breath in the test thing. And my man said, no. All right, cool. That's fine, right? Maybe a little police oversight. I don't know how stuff works in Queenstown. Not only did he say no, he's like, A, nah, I'm not doing that. B, for taking up my time in this interaction, which I have no idea how long it would have been, but for taking up that time, he is demanding $6,000 in gold bullion. What? Come on, man. First off, asking for anything from the cops. $6,000, good luck. Gold bullion? Who has that? Like, even if they had it, I don't think they'd give it to you. But I feel like you're really not doing yourself any favors by asking for, hey, this stuff that nobody has, you might as well write the receipt in Aramaic. When Reuben Jeremiah Henry, a 30-year-old carpenter, appeared in the Queenstown District Court, apparently this went to court, he proffered a sovereign citizen argument in which he claimed he was not subject to New Zealand, I cannot read today, laws. There we go. They're in New Zealand. Queenstown, New Zealand. So the judge trial began with the defendant refusing to move from near the back of the court, telling the judge, I am not a ship. I do not belong in a dock. All right, now that I read halfway through this, I don't mean to make fun. Unless this dude's like really snarky, I feel like he may have some mental illness, which, I try not to make fun of. The judge then addressed Henry by his name, and the defendant asked if he was referring to an artificial person. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like an artificial person, Reading from a statement, he said he was not subject to enslavement, and it was a crime for a court to claim authority over a living man or woman in their natural state. Man, now you're on to something. The police summary of facts said Henry was pulled over at a routine stop. He refused to produce his driver's license, give his name or date of birth, or undergo the breath test. And he spoke to the officers through a small gap in his window. Y'all, COVID is real. I'm not mad at that. Also, kind of, to his point, in all sincerity, that the police can just pull you over and I know they do have checkpoints. Apparently that's legal, but, let's think about it for a minute. Why is that legal? Why can they just pull everyone over with no cause just because they decided to set up a checkpoint? Now, I know it's a little bit different maybe in New Zealand than it is in the United States, but that part, I don't know, that argument still stands. So there was a 20-minute standoff, and eventually the defendant, who had a woman and a puppy with him, said he'd go to the police station, but under extreme duress. I've turned around. I'm on this guy's side. A, why are you just going to pull me over? B, he's like, all right, man, after 20 minutes, I'll let the lady and the puppy go. I don't know. That's kind of cool. I don't know what happened. That's the end of the story. They took him to court. He kind of said some more funny stuff. I feel like he didn't get his gold. I'd take one gold bullion at this point, just to say I had one. I don't even know, is that worth anything? Or, I don't know. I think I got a beef bullion in my kitchen somewhere. I don't know why I bought it. I don't know why I have it, but it's in there. Oh, elections. There were elections recently. Y'all know I don't do politics on this show or really in real life. Some of the people running. I'm not going to name names. I'll let you. So whoever you are listening to this, I'm sure you can think to yourself, yeah, those people. Some of these people running, man. Case in point. I have friends in Pennsylvania. I have coworkers in Pennsylvania. I have an office for my company that I work with in Pennsylvania. So I need to ask them folks, what is going on? A state lawmaker in Pennsylvania won re-election by a landslide? Okay, cool. Not cool. He died last month. I try not to talk about death. I'm not talking about this dude's death. I don't know what happened. Actually, I'll tell you in a second. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I can't. I'm just trying to read ahead in the story. The story is not about this guy dying. I don't think it was anything gruesome or crazy. The story is about the people of Pennsylvania who decided, man, how bad. The people of Pennsylvania who decided they'd rather just vote for the dead guy. Maybe they knew he was dead. Maybe they didn't. Late Representative Tony DeLuca crushed the Green Party challenger Zara Livingston. I don't know. I don't like her name. Zara. It's weird. Late Representative Tony DeLuca crushed Green Party challenger Zara Livingston in Tuesday's midterm elections. Period. Next sentence. DeLuca passed away at the age of 85 over a month ago. Yo, what? All right, a couple questions there, per usual. 85, dang. There has to be, how is there not an age limit cap on, come on, he might, I don't want to say this. I'm going to say it. He might as well have been dead, man. 85? That's too old to be taking office. That's too old to be doing anything, man. Just chill. Enjoy it, right? But anyway, that's a whole nother issue, a whole nother discussion for another day. Maybe he wouldn't have won by as much if people realized he'd passed away. It was only over a month. I feel like it would have been all over the news. They said they didn't have time to take it off of the ballot. I don't know about that. I mean, they could have put a little sticker or something. But the only thing I could think about when I read this story, not what are the people thinking, not how they could have prevented it, but what is Zara Livingston thinking? Zara Livingston, if you know what, I'm sorry. I made fun of her name. I shouldn't have done that. Because I don't know where it's from, where they got it from. I just thought it was a weird, trying to be like unique spelling of Sarah. But I don't know. There may be a lot of reason behind it. It may be cultural. I don't know. I should not have made fun of that. I take that back. I apologize. However, what I am going to make fun of wholeheartedly is the fact that this woman lost to a dead person. How? All right. Third party's hard in politics. Bloobity blobbity blue. They say it's impossible to win as a third party. Fine. All of that. However, this lady lost to a dead person. How unlikable can you be? Zara, if you are listening, can you send me a statement or like a recording? I'll gladly have you on the show as a follow-up. Why? How? Was she like kicking puppies in her ads? Like, hey, I'm Zara Livingston. Do you hate puppies like I do? Well, if I'm elected to office, kicking puppies will be legal. Like, what platform? How do you lose to a dead person? I would never get over that. And not only that, I couldn't be in her life. And this is probably why Zara and I aren't friends. How do you not make fun of that every single day? Zara couldn't say nothing to me. Hey, where do you want to go to eat? Oh, I want pizza. Well, how about pasta? Well, how about you don't lose to the dead guy? How about that? And then we'd go get pizza. All right, I got to say something. I'll give her credit, man. She's done way more than I've ever done to get into politics and get out there, and it's not easy, and I understand that. And there's no shame in losing, and there's no shame in losing by a landslide even. However, the dead guy? Coming soon to a movie theater near you. Hey, I just went to the movie theater last weekend. Went and saw Black Panther 2. Man, it was good. I liked it. It's, the first one, man, is like something else, in my opinion. And so it's kind of hard to, and I would not want them to, like, duplicate it or replicate it. So I was worried. I was like, man, there's no way they're going to follow this. So this first one was good. And then obviously, if you keep up at all, the main star of the movie, Chadwick Boseman, passed away. And so it was like, man, this is going to be rough. And let me just say, without spoiling it, it was a good Marvel movie. It was a good comic book movie. And it was also a good homage to Chadwick Boseman. And they somehow managed to do all that. And it was funny. So it was a slew of emotions. It was, I think, a good movie. I enjoyed it. Except the person sitting next to me, like, really stretched out and took all the armrest, I feel like. So I felt a little crushed. Like, I'm used to, guys, I'm bougie. You may know that, especially when I go to the movies. And I feel like I need more space. So I might go to a different theater. But the movie was good. Anyway, AMC Theatres. They're partnering with Zoom Video Communications. You know Zoom. The Zoom you be doing at work. Or if you work from home. So anyway, they're partnering with Zoom to turn select movie theaters into Zoom conference rooms. The two companies plan to launch the rooms in 17 of AMC's major U.S. markets. Why? At launch, companies, wow. It's one thing to not be able to read. It's another thing to just make up words. At launch, companies can book a 3-hour block of time at several theaters simultaneously in order to hold virtual events across multiple markets. Okay, so say you got someone in LA, someone in New York, someone in Orlando, someone in Atlanta. They can book, seems like a lot of logistics, but they can go to AMC and book all 4 of those theaters that maybe theaters hold a couple hundred people, a few hundred people. And now everyone can be in the same room and do a big Zoom conference. AMC and Zoom will provide the equipment and will offer food and beverages, a concierge, and movie viewing for an extra cost. Okay, I see what they're doing there. Where like, you got to get people in the door. So if you're going to get them in the door by touting your Zoom feature where everyone can go and everyone can talk to these, bigger groups of people, great. I just 17 major cities is not a lot. And so I just don't know, I don't know how that's going to work. What are the odds, as they say in the theme song, what are the odds that in all 17 or of those 17 cities, you have companies that are represented that would want to do this thing and other people aren't left out, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. And then what movie are you going to go see with your coworkers? I saw it. I went at my old job, Affleck. We had a movie outing. And because it's work, you don't want anything too crazy. So we went and saw Frozen 2. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it. I had the water horse and stuff, and it was free instead of being in the office. But I don't know. I just don't see that working. Anyway, this is the latest non-traditional move made by AMC as it seeks to emerge from the pandemic and chip away at its high debt load. The theaters are struggling, so this is how they're trying to get some business back in the door. Other moves have included buying a 22% stake in a gold mine, pushing for its popcorn to be sold in retail, and creating a special stock dividend. These all sound like horrible ideas. First off, gold? I feel like gold mine has kind of been out since, whenever that was hot. Nobody wants to buy your popcorn in the store because it's cold. And there's also a bunch of other popcorn markets. So just stop. I'll tell you what they need to do, y'all. This isn't a joke. I've said this before. They start showing live sports. You go, man, you can watch the football on the big screen in the recliner, buy some snacks. A lot of theaters have alcohol nowadays. Get some popcorn, get a beer, get some candy, whatever, watch the game. Or at least playoffs or something. That'd be fun, man. I think it would work. But, there's a lot of money with trying to work out sports. But I'll tell you what. I think it's a better idea than gold mines.